Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something vital, something that affects so many people. How your liver's health plays a huge role with the medications you might be taking.
Yeah, it's a critical connection.
And we've been looking at some really insightful sources for this one. Liver injury and drug assessment essentials is one.
And the art of assessment and management both really highlight the nuances.
Absolutely. So our mission today is, to cut through some of that complexity. We want to understand how drug therapy is managed when the liver isn't, let's say, working at 100%.
Mm.
And I think people might be surprised. It's definitely more complex than just looking at a couple of lab numbers.
Oh, definitely. And that's where, a common misconception comes in, something the sources point out right away. When we talk liver health, people immediately jump to liver enzymes.
Right, things like ALT, AST.
Exactly. ALT, AST, they tell you about damage, actual injury to the liver cells. Think of it like markers spilling out when something's broken. Or, GGT and ALP, which often signal issues with bile flow, like a plumbing problem maybe. These are all signs of injury.
So you see those numbers are high, and the immediate thought is, uh-oh, liver trouble. Maybe medications are risky now.
That's the logical leap, but here's the twist the sources really emphasize. High enzymes, meaning injury, don't automatically mean the liver has lost its ability to process drugs.
So damage doesn't equal dysfunction in this case.
Not necessarily. It's kind of like imagine a chef who's, I don't know, twisted their wrist, they're injured visibly, but can they still direct the kitchen and make sure a complex meal comes out perfectly? Often, yes.
Ah, okay. I see the analogy.
An injured liver might still be perfectly capable of metabolizing medications. And conversely, sometimes in really advanced disease like cirrhosis, the enzyme levels might actually look normal.
Normal. How?
Because the liver cells are so damaged, they can't even release the enzymes anymore. So the injury markers look okay, but the liver's actual function, its ability to do its job, is severely impaired.
Wow. Okay, that's a huge distinction. So if enzymes can be, well, misleading sometimes, what should doctors be zeroing in on to know how a patient's liver will handle medications?
That's where the liver function tests are key. We're talking about albumin levels, INR for clotting time, bilirubin levels.
Things that show what the liver is actually producing and processing.
Precisely. These markers reflect the liver's core synthetic capabilities, its ability to build proteins, manage clotting factors, clear bilirubin. Our sources stress that assessing this synthetic function is crucial for drug decisions.
Because if that core function is okay,
Then chances are the liver is still metabolizing drugs reasonably well, even if some injury markers are up.
okay, that makes sense. And it's not just if the liver works, but how it works on the drugs, right?
Yeah.
Like transforming them.
Exactly right. The liver does different things to different drugs. Some meds are already active. The liver just helps clear them out. Others need the liver to activate them. It's like the liver turns the key.
Like a prodrug needing conversion.
Yes. Or the liver might detoxify a drug, break it down into something less harmful. So if the liver isn't doing its job properly,
You could run into two kinds of problems.
two main types. Either the drug doesn't get activated, so it doesn't work, that's an efficacy problem, or the drug or its byproducts don't get cleared properly and build up to toxic levels, that's a safety problem.
Efficacy versus safety.
I've got it.
And understanding, which is the potential issue, must guide how a clinician adjusts treatment, right?
Absolutely fundamental. If the liver isn't activating enough of the drug, maybe you need a higher dose or a different drug altogether.
Uh-huh.
But if the problem is buildup, toxicity risk, then you're looking at reducing the dose, maybe even pausing the drug temporarily.
Okay, so active versus inactive metabolites, efficacy, safety.
Mm.
But there's another layer too, isn't there? Something about the drug's journey before it even gets into the main system. First pass metabolism.
You got it. Think of it as a mandatory processing step in the liver for certain oral drugs, like, say, Suboxone. Normally, the liver removes a big chunk of it right after it's absorbed from the gut before it hits the general circulation.
Like a pre-filter.
A pre-filter, exactly. But if the liver function is poor, that filter isn't working well, much more drug gets through than expected.
Leading to potentially dangerous levels.
Dangerously high levels. And this really underscores why just looking at one number isn't enough. It's about the whole clinical picture, the patient's overall status. It really is, like the source says, the art of assessment and management.
So pulling this all together for you listening, the big takeaway here is that checking liver health for medication safety goes way beyond just those enzyme levels we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
It's really about the liver's function, its actual capacity to handle and process the drugs. That's what matters most.
Yeah, that's the core message. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Think about that constant balancing act for doctors. They're weighing the drug's benefit against the potential risks, especially with impaired liver function.
Right.
Consider drugs where the dose is really critical, or that tough decision, do we lower a dose or stop it completely, maybe risking withdrawal symptoms? How does this deep assessment of liver function guide those really complex, really human decisions every day?
It makes you appreciate how understanding these seemingly small functional details can lead to much smarter and ultimately much safer healthcare choices for everyone.